issues. Transport. Noise. Bicycle. 1. Are bicycles popular in your city?
Bicycles are generally popular in China, probably because they are cheap transportation and you can get good exercise from riding them.
2. Do you often ride a bicycle?
Yes, I often ride a bicycle if I'm not going too far, or if I just want the exercise.
3. What do you think are the advantages and disadvantages of bicycles compared to cars or public transport?
Well, for one thing, travelling in cars and public transport is much quicker and can be more convenient. But when you ride bicycles, you don't get stuck in traffic and you can get some good exercise.
4. Do you think bicycles are suitable for present society?
Not always, because it takes too long to travel from place to place, and this makes bicycles not so practical. On the other hand, bikes are very suitable for present society, seeing we have reached the halfway mark in oil consumption. Maybe one day soon we will all be riding bikes.
Transport. 1. What means of transport do you usually use?
I don't have a car, so I usually use public transport, like buses or taxis or the metro. It's quite convenient for me.
2. What's your favourite means of transport?
My favourite way to travel is by plane because it's quick and convenient, even if it is expensive. I love to fly above it all and forget about traffic jams.
3. How do you like to travel for long trips?
By plane, because then it doesn't take me so long to get to my destination. I don't want to waste my valuable time just getting there. I have more important things to do.
4. What's the traffic like here in Beijing?
It's not so bad because of the subway. It usually doesn't take long to get from place to place.
5. How do you think the public transport could be improved?
Well, here in Beijing, I think they just need to add a few more subway lines and add some more ring roads and have more buses available in order to improve public transport.
Noise. 1. Do you mind noises? Do any noises bother you?
Yes, I can't stand certain noises, like construction work going on in my apartment.
2. What type of noise do you come across here in your daily life?
Where I live, you can hear a lot of noise from the construction and the traffic. At night, I can almost literally feel the hum of all the TVs and people talking in the area. People say that I am very sensitive to noise.
3. How do you feel if you work in a noisy environment?
I feel irritable and I can't concentrate. I need to work in a quiet, orderly environment.
4. Are there any sounds that you like?
I like the sound of rain falling and of music and of birds singing. I also like the sound of my mother's voice calling me to dinner. This is one of my favourite sounds.
5. Are there any sounds you don't like?
I hate the sound of snoring, or of babies crying, or of people talking very loudly. I also really dislike the sound of people complaining. This is one of my pet peeves.
6. Are cities becoming noisier?
I suppose they might be, since cities are getting larger, but I think that we are all becoming a little deaf from the noise in the city, and we don't even know it.
7. What about noise pollution? How do Chinese people feel about this form of pollution? Is it a problem in your hometown?
Well, if you have 1.4 billion people crammed into only about a fourth of the country's space, you're bound to have problems with noise. In big cities, noise is just a fact of life that you have to live with. In my hometown, It didn't used to be a problem, but when more people started getting cars and construction sites started popping up all over the place, the noise went from bad to worse. Maybe someday it'll get better, although I'll probably go deaf before that happens. Food and restaurants. One. What kinds of food do you particularly like?
I really like spicy food. I'm actually wild about Beijing duck. I could eat it every day.
2. Is there any food you don't like?
I don't like sweet and sour food because I don't like mixing the two.
3. What kinds of food are most popular in China? Or, what kinds of food do Chinese people like to eat?
Of course, rice is the most popular food in China, but that goes without saying. Noodles are very popular, along with breads.
4. Do you like cooking?
I love to cook, but not for very many people, because then it's just too much work. I think it's very interesting to come up with my own recipes and experiment with different dishes.
5. Who usually does the cooking in your home?
I do most of the cooking, but there are others, like my mother, who take turns too. I learned most of my cooking from my mum. She is a great cook.
6. Do you prefer to eat at home or in restaurants?
I prefer to eat in a restaurant, because then there's no washing up. The atmosphere and setting are usually more relaxing and pleasant.
7. Do you often eat with your family?
I eat with my family almost every day. Eating together is a special time for us, especially in the evenings, because then we spend time together and can talk about our day.
8. Do you think it's important for people to eat with their family?
I think it gives people time to spend with their family, when they can eat good food and enjoy each other's company. It is almost the only time when you have all of the family together, so it is a good thing to do.
9. Do you often go to restaurants to eat?
Not often, but every now and again. If I had more money, I would be eating out every night. It would save time on cooking and washing dishes and shopping.
10. What kind of restaurants do you like?
For me, the most important part about the restaurant is the food. I like variety too, so you will find me in just about any restaurant.
11. How do you think restaurants have changed over the past few years?
I think that there are more restaurants in the city. The food that they serve is more varied and from more countries than before. The nice thing that hasn't changed is the price. It is still pretty cheap to go out and eat. Relationships. Family. Friends. Family life. 1. Could you tell me about your family?
My father is a manager at a bank, and my mother is a nurse in a hospital. I am an only child, but I have many cousins that I've grown up with.
2. Do you still have your grandparents?
I only have one grandmother, for my father's parents died when he was young, and my mother's father passed away recently.
3. What influence do they have on their children or grandchildren?
They have a big influence on their children and grandchildren, especially grandchildren. They spend a lot of time with their grandchildren because their parents are usually working during the day.
4. How are you getting on with your parents?
I get on with my parents wonderfully. They're easy to talk to, kind, and I trust them completely.
5. Do you prefer to spend time with your family or with your friends?
In many ways, my family are my friends, but at the same time, I sometimes have more fun with my friends because they are closer to my age.
6. Is family very important to you?
My family is one of the most important things in the world to me. When everything goes wrong and nothing is going right, my family is always right there for me.
7. If you were married, how many children would you choose to have?
If I were married, I'd guess I'd want about 4 or 5 children. I would love to have a big family because then family members support and help each other, and my children won't be lonely growing up.
Friends. 1. What kind of people do you like to have as friends?
People that enjoy being around me and appreciate doing things with me. People who I can trust and have fun with.
2. Do you like to spend time with friends?
Yes, I love to spend time with friends. It's one of my favourite things to do because we have fun together and we can learn to understand each other's personalities.
3. Do you have a best friend?
Not really. I have many good friends or close friends, but no best friends. My nature is to be a little off to myself, so I really don't have a best friend.
4. What do you and your friends do together?
Often we sit around and chat, or we play games, or watch movies together. Sometimes we just like to chill and do nothing. I think that is important for friends.
5. Is friendship important to you?
Friends are very important to me, because if something's going badly for me, or if I have a problem, then I have someone I can tell my feelings to. Also, then I'm not lonely or bored.
6. What are the ways to meet potential friends?
I believe that if you are friendly to others and talkative and courteous, wherever you go you will find friends. Science and technology, mobile phone, email. Mobile phone. 1. Do you have a mobile phone?
Yes, I have a mobile phone. I carry it with me everywhere I go. Well, not everywhere, but close to everywhere.
2. What do you use it for?
Sometimes I use it for business reasons, but mostly for personal conversations or text messaging. With the phone that I have, I can go online or even download books and then read them off my phone. It is so cool.
3. Who uses a mobile phone the most often in your family?
Why, it's me. I talk too much on the phone, and then my phone bill is huge. It's terrible.
4. Is a mobile phone important in your life?
I guess so, for it makes life a lot easier and more convenient. But it's not like I couldn't live without it if I had to. Once I went for a whole 3 days without using my phone. My boyfriend was so proud of me.
Email. 1. Do you often write letters?
Yes, sometimes I think I enjoy writing letters more than I enjoy talking to people.
2. Who do you usually write to, and what do you write about?
I write to my family and to my friends. We tell each other about our lives and work, and also we talk about our opinions and feelings.
3. What do you think is the most difficult kind of letter to write?
I usually have a hard time writing business or formal letters, because then I just don't know what to say. It's hard to formulate proper sentences.
4. Do you prefer to write letters or emails?
I definitely prefer writing emails, because I can type quite quickly. When I write letters, my hand gets tired, and besides, the letter takes much longer to reach the person.
5. What are the differences between handwritten letters and emails?
Most people feel that handwritten letters are more personal, and they feel as if the writer has taken more time and thought in writing it. Emails are sometimes rather informal,